Kris Tyson is a lady on the internet. I don't know shit about Mr. Beast or his friends, and I don't give a fuck about their content, their impact, their charity, their personalities, their relationship to YouTube. I don't give a fuck about them. They're like fodder YouTube for the tippity tip top. I don't like Mr. Beast's face when he smiles. So I have no loyalty to that entire crew whatsoever at all. From what I understand, the way that they came up was by basically they came up in like the edgy immediate post Joji pink guy era, right? And I think we're gonna dip back into that era, but you really have to open shit up to fucking understand it, because this is they started on YouTube in the era of YouTube where I stopped engaging with YouTube. We're like right around that like era. You know what I mean? When YouTube became dog shit up until like the ad apocalypse. I can't remember the exact timeline, but when I was using YouTube in college, when I graduated in 2013, the Harlem Shake and shit was around. That was when I was working at bars, was the Harlem Shake. I used YouTube specifically to listen to music that nobody else was listening to, and that was rarely on things like Apple Music, which I was starting to trust less. And so I didn't buy stuff from Apple Music. I would listen to independent artists basically on YouTube. I didn't use Spotify, and Pandora is terrible for that because you can't listen to the exact song. And I'm not paying for Pandora. It's not that good. The era after that turned into dog shit content. It fell completely off. And you still turn it on and you would see like this and that. And it's not like I never used YouTube at all, but I was not on it anywhere near as much as I was for like the last few years. And almost all of the content I came across was trash. If I remember correctly, that is the era of Spider-Man Elsa. I pooped in a video. I pooped in a microwave. Oh no! Like where people were basically trying to get kids to click on fucking likes and stuff, and it was brain dead, psychotic, and it was the end of the first series really of YouTubers. They were kind of and like curving off of their popularity. And starting to like make way for the true mainstream YouTubers that became like PewDiePie, and like Markiplier and stuff. I mean, you're talking about 2014. That's where fucking Markiplier and Game Theory, MatPat Game Theory, rode Five Nights to Freddy to international stardom. You know what I mean? MatPat, Markiplier. Markiplier's from Cincinnati, by the way. And that era was crazy, is one of the things. That's for when Onision was on the internet. Do you guys remember Onision? Like, you do. You actually do, even if you don't. Onision's one of those people that would not give a fuck about the lolly allegations, I feel like. He was a person that would do, like, rating people. He kissed Shane Dawson at some point. Is that kid's name, right? I remember that. Shane Dawson is from that era for real. He's like one of the biggest players from that moment of coming up. And that was the like mukbang podcast. Joe Rogan talks into a microphone on camera. I should probably try to do that too, even if I have been making other content, or it's going to be the first kind of content that I make. And a lot of it was about just being hyper edgy, hyper fucking edgy on camera. Like in a crazy way. And it's not surprising at all that kind of melting pot led almost directly shot for shot into people being constantly upset at the internet, and also the Ben Shapiro annihilates pink-haired douchebag, fucking Sargon of Akkad. Why are these SJWs not shooting themselves in closets? Content. It's really good that the internet doesn't make mid-2010 shit anymore, because it was fucking ass. It was literally worse. I know some of you might be fucking like former children from that era. I won't get into the history, but I will say that middle 2010 subsection of YouTube is the a lot of people made deals with the devil, really, and they didn't realize it at the time. Because basically they tried to do edgy content. They're like, I'm going to be a fucking white guy that says the N-word. I'm going to go out and sexually harass women. Maybe I paid them to be sexually harassed, but I'm going to permanently associate myself with trying to like kiss strangers in public content. They just blow my brains out. Ethan Bradbury made a lot of money, and then I don't think made any after that. You know what I mean? Ethan Bradbury. So we're gonna watch it. I'm just saying, be chill with the comments in the fucking comments section as we go pick our way through this video. Okay. I paused it 1 second. And I'm gonna say, pausing it 1 second, the video's rough. I'm just gonna say, pausing it 1 second, the video's rough. I am not going to watch this on stream visually where you guys can see. Oh my God. This is like... I feel like the whole intro was me saying like, okay, everybody, this is how you use a bayonet to probe for landmines. We're going to go to the landmine course. And I put the fucking bayonet literally 1/8 of an inch under the sand and heard the fucking click of a landmine body against the knife. This is absolutely bad. This is absolutely bad. This is absolutely a fucking landmine. This is a landmine and a half. I'm a second in. You guys can watch this video on your own. I am literally not going to be putting that. If this is... I'm not putting what is on my screen right now. I'm not I don't know how this is on fucking YouTube. I don't know how this is on fucking YouTube. It's blurred. But like... There's enough blur doesn't exist on Earth. And if this guy's channel gets demonetized, with all due respect to him, it's on him. God damn. I mean, it's fucking lolly. It's a lot. This is a at best, hopefully not fully pornographic lolly image. Immediate. It's 1 second off rip. The proximity of that image next to any conversation will poison that conversation. I'm just telling, this is like straight up. I would say not, but only through dark arithmetic, anti-life equation grade dark side mathematics could this be like considered not as bad as something, and it's only because Vosh's shit exists. I am just saying, full-on content warning. Don't click on that video that I just clicked on. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to let you guys listen to it too. But like literally, holy shit. I don't know how to I am React YouTuber. I do not know how to react. Shadman is a guy on the internet. I think I didn't explain this, but I have to just explain Shadman now. Shadbase. He's a Swedish provocateur, lolly artist. Very Nazi coded. Shadbase was a meme lord on the internet back in this era and drew a lot of non-pornographic memes, as I recall. 4chan does not like Shadbase. Let me just put it in terms that anyone can understand. The 4chan meme for Shadbase is green texting Shadman or Shadbase and showing people walking back out of a door. Because like Shad stuff will get attacked instantly, and it's the oldest conversation I can remember about it was like, well, maybe the non-pornographic memes are okay. And then it's like, no, because if you post Shad stuff, people will try to post the rest of his content. He's Swedish, I think. I don't know. One of you fucking Nordic countries created him. He went to jail recently and got back out recently for assault somewhere. None of this content is illegal under United States law. It is so distasteful that it kind of, the existence of it or the presence relative to you of it should be so nuclear as to basically annihilate your reputation semi-permanently, which is a sufficient enough deterrent for owning it. I don't think there's a lot of value in the literally still true statement that having lolly pornography does not necessarily make you a pedophile. But I will never defend that person. That is something that you pay a professional to do. So I will say right now, I have heard that there was an image from an artist. I did not know. I knew the artist. I knew the possibility of the images. If this was an image that was paid for, there's only so much that Edgy can accomplish for you as an excuse. And I will say right now, no one should defend ownership of any of this. There is no moment where it's like, oh, it's just a joke. No, you see the processor in my brain firing, trying to find like the one way I can't. It's a closed circle. Every road leads to death. There is literally, if this is okay. It was 1 second. I have to listen to the rest of it, but this is how hard I've been stalled. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. I will just say this. Okay. If the case is that Kris Tyson did purchase this thing and own it, if they paid money for the creation of it, even if no other accusations against them hold remotely any water, they kind of deserve to have their career nuked permanently and should be treated as radioactive because, I don't know, unless you're like a crisis assistant that gets like literally, like your job is to help nuclear people deradiate somewhere, there is no way that they don't just cause more harm to other people than the help that could be handed to them simply through proximity to this image. It's a fucking headshot. In a second, it's a headshot. It's a headshot to your entire career. And the crazy thing is that bullet got fired by you years ago. So I've got to say, I don't think I'm going to be defending them probably at all because it's not worth it. I can't help them. I'll tell you right now, there is nothing I could say on earth. As a guy who I was like, I once entertained like the idea of becoming like a defense attorney because I'm good at arguing my way out of shit. I really am. I've talked my way out of some crazy fucking setups in my life. You guys can hear me. There is literally nothing I could imagine saying that would remotely alleviate this. I think the biggest harm reduction would be to just say like, oh, fuck. That's crawling up your arm. You got to lose the arm, I think. I would, with 1 second. There's not enough libertarian in me to say like public connection to this is something that I could ever or would ever try to defend. It's not worth the political capital I would lose. Also, this person has more money and connections than me. They can fucking perish in a fire. I don't care. There's no value Holy fuck. Nothing to say after a second. I've been obliterated. Like, I don't want to look at the TV screen. I gotta fucking...
Now, I think it's clear enough for anyone to understand what it means if a real person draws or likes drawings.
Bro, you downloaded way... I just gotta say, this guy downloaded way too many of these for this fucking video. You didn't need to download, like, literally another one. He downloaded another one and fucking censored it, so I don't... That's a little sus.
I will not make up anything or accuse anyone. I will only show some disgusting and unbelievable things Kris has done, along with proof.
I don't know what it, but he showed a picture of Raphtalia from that. I think that's Raphtalia. I've seen that again and again and again from the Shield hero, the slave girl. I don't know why that popped up.
But now you're probably...
Isekai people are fucking on notice for sure here. Mushoku Tensei fans.
Thinking, what in the world does Kris have to do with all of this? To say the least, you're wrong and right at the same time. However, there's a very sketchy personality involved in this story, also known as Shadman. Shadman was a normal guy until he...
Holy fuck, it's Shadman's face. That him, though. That him. I'm not going to put the rest of this video. You guys are going to have to watch me listen to it. I'm very sorry, but I'm not putting it on screen. I've already been justified twice since we're 46 seconds in.
He decided to attend an art university in Switzerland to pursue his passion for art. However, shortly after, he was expelled when some of his artwork was discovered.
Hold on. This guy's talking, but he's like...
However, shortly after...
He's talking about, I guess this is the my man screenshotted the Wikipedia. All right, I see you. I see the Wikipedia like click through quotes. Eventually the artwork in his portfolio was discovered containing drawings that were considered highly illegal and was called a menace to society, leading to him being expelled from the school soon afterward. I'm hungry, so I've got hiccups. Still wanting to pursue his dreams, he did freelance art before making his break online in Newgrounds in 2009. After serving in the army for a short period in Switzerland, he would later move to Canada and eventually to the United States. He resides in Los Angeles area in California. So like I said, he's from Sweden. It's in Switzerland, my bad.
He was expelled when some of his artwork was discovered to be illegal, even considered a danger to society. But something more extreme was about to happen. He launched his own website, and that's when his talented artwork came to light. In 2011, he did a very disgusting and unexpected thing. He released art of his own mother. As expected, he didn't stop there. Someone will tweet on November 8th, 2016, asking Shadman...
I think that is the first time I ever heard of him. Was the... I'm not saying the words out loud. Never mind. But I think that's the first time I ever heard of him on 4chan. It was like 2011-ish. And then he started making memes pretty 24/7. Where this is going to go is the Keemstar's daughter thing, which is notorious. That was also one of the, like, I'm good on this entire subsection of the internet. I fucking want nothing to do it. And by the way, don't ever believe for a second that, like, Shadman is some sort of lefty figurehead or anything, you know, like, oh, fucking the lefties had it. He was fucking huge with righties and stuff. Like, he was still, people were doing the Shadman meme on 4chan because there was a strong, it's pretty much fucking from Poll and fucking MLP contingent of people that like to post non-pornographic Shadman shit to try to post pornographic Shadman shit. If you were off of the blue boards, if you were on the red boards and shit, they would post all kinds of Shadman stuff. And Shadman played with constant, like, common, like, political tropes of the moment and stuff, you know? So he would draw politicians, notable people in the public spaces, naked. Think really, this is the grossest way to describe it, but also probably the most accurate. Think porno Meat Canyon. That just popped into my mind, but basically think like if Meat Canyon drew Rule 34 of popular in the moment topics. With it's Shadman's really disgusting style too. It's like really dark. Everyone in his drawings looks like sickly and unwell too. It's a gross subsection of the internet. But pushing into 2016, he made a statement. I think I said this before. And this was my last one where I was like, I need to fucking never bounce across. Like, you could just avoid this entire subsection of people. He said that if Hillary Clinton won or lost, like, his gamble for that, because people were making bets, if you guys don't remember this, on, because they do it for every presidential election, but this one was pretty crazy. If Hillary Clinton loses, he'll draw Keemstar's at the time like 8-year-old daughter naked. And that's when I was just like, I think I muted his term, or like permanently like blocked his name at that point, because you'd still have it like come into your area, because I was looking at other fucking edgelords and shit, and I was like, I'm fucking good with that. I don't want to know if that ever comes to pass. Oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I thought, like, I believed in my heart that no one would be disgusting enough to do that. I found out through sideways of this, basically, that it actually did happen, because I've seen Keemstar talking about it. And, like, dude, just check out is all I can say. Like, check out. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Keemstar's daughter was 7 years old at the time, doing inappropriate things with Donald Trump. Shadman will respond by saying that if Trump wins the election, he will deliver it. And as we know, Trump wins, and as promised, Shadman will post drawings of her in an unusual manner.
Dude.
Enough. Drawing of her giving head to Donald Trump.
Dude, what in the fuck, bro? It's not worth it. Fuck. It's not worth, bro. Don't make this. I mean, make the video. I'm not talking to you, but like, it should be audio only. I don't know. God, I gotta keep the fucking thing going, but I don't want it to happen. I feel like I'm on fire. Like I'm jumping in from a fucking frying pan in and out of the fire outside of the frying pan. This is bad. I am laughing and smiling right now. This is how I deal. This is my trauma cope. I am actually deeply fucking disgusted at the moment. I can't look at the fucking screen. It's just thumbnails behind an emoji right now.
Much worse than imagined. On January 24th, 2017, he posted a picture of Daphne Keene.
Bro.
To her as a real-life. Shockingly, just a few days later,
he also called her the S slur for Spanish people, a real N-span lolly. I'm gonna go ahead and fucking speed this up.
He began posting drawings depicting her being severely molested. What makes this even more disturbing is that she was only 12 years old at the time. Yet this wasn't the first time Shadman has done something like this. Lieutenant Corbis is also one of them. But aside from all that, a new question arises. How are Ava and Shadman linked? Well, the answer to this is another drawing by Shadman. It depicts a young girl wearing a "Please be patient, I have autism" cap, pointing a gun at her mouth. She has a fidget spinner as an earring and a spade tattoo on her thigh that says BBC, which we all know what it means. On November 18th, 2017, Ava responded to a tweet from Grande and Mr. B stating, "This is coming from a guy who owns a Shadbase drawing and has it as a centerpiece in his living room."
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Aaron. Tyler, do not invoke the names of the ancients. You know not what folly you bring upon us. I mean. Dude, I cannot experience stuff like this. I never realized how important it was to like have a fucking 4chan red board color in place before I accidentally scrolled over something this profane, because I'm not ready. Like, it's YouTube is around it and my brain is not ready. It's like I keep getting witch game shocked by things that make me only feel a desire for violence. Shadman is established. Okay, let's get to the Kris Tyson stuff.
Just some time later, they also posted the exact same drawing laid on the floor with the
You didn't fucking blur that one.
caption, bonus fidget spinners to throw some extra autism. Initially, it seems Kris was being sarcastic because this tweet came after Shadman had drawn all those disgusting images. However, something messy was going on behind the scenes. In this Mr. Beast
Tipping pizza guy a bunch of money. Oh, I've seen this. This is a meme now.
video, you'll notice a very familiar thing at the 9-minute
Yo, they have the fucking picture like on their disgusting dorm wall.
and 30-second timestamp. From what I believe, keeping illegal art in the bedroom isn't normal at all. The shop
It's not illegal. That's the thing. This isn't a defense. If you don't like it, contact your congressperson. Okay. It's not the hill I'm going to die on. I'm literally just trying to be informative because I think people don't understand this. In America, lolly pornography is not illegal. There have been attempts to illegalize all pornography. Unfortunately, obscenity laws that maybe should be applied in some certain directions are so broad every fucking time because literally Christian evangelicals can't keep shit in their pants that they start trying to illegalize like erect nipples underneath fucking fabric, like that level of censorship. So because the fucking stewards of censorship in America have been Christo-fascist psychopaths, one of the biggest landmark cases about obscenity and the definition of prurient interest comes from a Supreme Court case that started with Simon Lease, the sheriff of Hamilton County, where I'm from. Hamilton County is the county that Cincinnati is in. He basically did a bunch of censorship to a art gallery where there was like guys' dicks out, pictures of dudes' dicks. And he tried to get it shut down, or did shut it down, and the Supreme Court ruled that there's to some degree, if there's a hint or a sneeze of prurient interest in an image, it can't be called obscenity all the way. So like that established prurient interest, Prurient. I have to talk about anything. Fucking go away. Prurient interest basically means interest that is strictly sexual and for sexual gratification in an essential way, or for something that's in a similar sort of gratification and also at the same time holding no other interest outside of that. So like a drawing of a dick on a bathroom stall, right, is just like prurient. And well, no, that's because it's funny. Sorry. This is why it's difficult, because you can make an argument at almost any time that any image that does not constitute harm to the individual that is participating in the creation of it to some degree might have some artistic value. And that's why CSA materials are not art. They can't be classified as art because there is an element of necessary harm in the creation of it that outstripes in every possible permutation the potential artistic value of the piece. So lolly art, pictures, drawings, however you want to call it, graphics, I'm not trying to I'm just literally saying words, is not illegal because there is no harm in creating it, distributing it, or using it relative to your own prurient interests. Because there is no harm in the creation of it, you can't say that harm outstrips the potential artistic value. So all you have to do is say literally anything relative to it's moderately artistic, and then you get it. It is the hill you don't want to die on unless you get paid for dying on it by the ACLU. I'm not going to argue with anybody about it. I'm just going to tell you the Supreme Court case says what it said. If you're upset about it, just go bribe Clarence Thomas. He's for sale. Literally get him to fucking try to get some censorship shit pushed against it. But as it stands right now, it is a legal image in America. It's legal to own. It's legal, as far as I know, to trade. There are aspects of illegality with certain nudity, whatever the fuck, images relative. There's subtleties in that. Don't think that it's as legal as like a picture of a fucking cheeseburger on an advertisement. You know what I mean? but it is legal. So it's not a crime to have it. It is insane to own it. And I think that that's sufficient is really the case, is that it's very indicative of a deep personal failing to have this. I can kind of understand, like, at that point, to a degree, being edgy and getting it and not having the, like, your sexual desire for the image be the modus for, or the reason that you purchased it. But I will say, on top of that, that was your decision to have that be a prominent part of your life, and it was clearly toxic then. That's why that's the point. If you're edgy, I think this is really the thing. If you're edgy, sometimes you get fucking slit up. That's the case. So you don't get to... Edgy is not an excuse to get out of social repercussions for edgy behavior. The edge, it's edgy because of that. Like, knowing where the line is a major aspect of it, which is why we're not all digging up Joji all the time and trying to bring him to task for every edgy thing that he did. Maybe some people are, but, like, from what I remember of Joji and Pink Guy and that crew, I don't think any of them ever purchased drawn child porn, which is knowing at least to some degree where there's an edge. And so if you purchase this and you've attached your brand to it, that's a permanent part of your existence. You can't, I think I'm misquoting like Larry Flint or something, but you can't unbecome a pornographer is like sort of where that quote goes. I'm probably misattributing it to him, but he would take it. If you guys don't, Larry Flint was the reason we have a lot of fucking obscenity laws that are like A-okay for the creators. He was the creator of Hustler magazine, and The People versus Larry Flint is a good movie about Supreme Court jurisprudence and shit. He was a character. He's a wheelchair-bound sex fiend. The, like, diabolical, sociopathic other version of Hugh Hefner that maybe actually was kind of decent inside, as opposed to Hugh Hefner, who was a black pit of misery when you get down to the fucking core of him. God, talking about anything else is like a breath of fresh air. Ultimately, you can't unbecome a pornographer. It is a one-way street. But, like, that's one thing, and that's adult sex work. Being backfooted by possessing drawn sexualized images of children, I think this one is less... Overall, it's not as bad as the other ones I've seen, but I mean, like... Jesus Christ, I feel like I've aged 10,000 years trying to fucking walk across this landmine, this minefield to try to fucking be nice to some of the other people that are going to get fucking heat off this. I will say it might have been worth it for the little bit of social credit you got at the time to purchase this and put it up on your wall, but the bill has come due, and I am not going to fucking help Kris Tyson pay that. I don't give a fuck what they've gone through.
Shocking thing is that Mr. Beast and Kris were roommates during that time. Yet this is nothing in comparison to the next incidents. On April 16th, 2018, Ava replied under a deleted Shadman post saying,
So, Olivia Bean, yet again, what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? I honestly see it sucks for human trafficking victims. I honestly see these are less than human if you judge victims of sex trafficking. What? I will die on that hill. No one's making you die on that hill. No one's even talking about that. I'm talking about willing participants, literally, specifically people that are making the decision. No one's talking about human trafficking victims. That is not even being brought up into this remotely. If you are mean to human trafficking victims, you are a bad person. Okay. And understand that a lot of that does cross over into other industries as well. However, if that's not what we were talking about, there's no reason to bring it in here. You know what I mean? No reason to attach this conversation to anybody else other than Kris Tyson. They are being led into the Wicker Man, and it's okay to step back and start throwing flowers at this point, because this is Kris Tyson's bed that Kris Tyson made, and Kris Tyson is in it. With all of the aspects that they are as a person, the most important one was that they decided to do edgy shit and be a fucking weirdo. I wouldn't even talk about how they're trans relative to this, because I don't think it matters. I would say that this, so far this isn't an attack on trans people at all. I would say that. I would say trans, fuck yeah, Kris Tyson is weird. If Kris Tyson was a former Marine, let me put it this way. If they were a former Marine like I am, right? I'll stick up for Marines for a lot of shit. And I'll go to bat for them for crazy stuff that they might do, you know, because of like PTSD. Like you might have had some issues and shit. But if this was a Marine and the current conversation like Marines are doing this shit, I'd be like, well, no, they're not. As a Marine, I think that's fucking weird. Go ahead, have that. Bye. Why were you defending them before? Didn't know about this. Bye. I'm throwing poppy necklaces. Rings of poppy necklaces on the fucking side of the Wicker Man with you. Whoa, hey, we're all fuck. What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Literally, I will, for your own benefit, if you try to connect this to trans issues, for your own benefit, I will time you out for 24 hours. Because this has got to be, you know what Tyler tells you? This is a shut the fuck up. You guys ever been fucking up to mischief? I got up to mischief when I was a kid. And if you didn't know, the cops really do have spotlights on the side of their car. It's a little fucking thing. They got in the passenger seat. Sometimes they got in the driver's seat. I guess they're always in the driver's seat. And they'll shine that fucking and they'll shine it on you. It's just like in the cartoons where you see the big disc of light coming across like a field or a parking lot and then it hits a guy. This is that moment where it's on one person for something they did and you can walk away and everyone will agree with you walking away. It is on them. They're literally holding the evidence. If you go and you're like, I am Spartacus, there is no reason. That's dead to rights. 4 pictures. 2 pictures. I don't know how much shit I've seen on this screen. Dead to rights. Okay. Whoopsie-doodle. Whoopsie-doodle. Shouldn't have bought that. That's fine. Yeah, okay. You shouldn't own shit like that. No fucking defending it. Don't defend it. Yeah, it is an edgy time. Shouldn't own shit like that. Should have been like really upfront. Shit, well, that was weird. That was weird to have. It was a weird thing to do. It was very strange. Like I said, Kris got a weird case. Why is she around? Fuck. That's a time where you guys say like, fuck, man, you're going to fuck my shit up. Because, like, I'll stick with you for being trans. I don't give a fuck. That's your truth. That's your light. Whatever. That's fucking based. But you can't be going and giving money to Shadman. You can't be giving money to Shadman. You can't give him money. You can't. I would fucking burn the credit card. I'd burn down the credit agency that had the records of the purchase if I set that whole thing on fire. Holy shit, man. What the fuck?
No Beast Boy trap, Shad? You've changed. Basically, Ava was asking Shadman to draw art of Beast Boy, as Beast Boy was shown at different ages in the show. We can't say anything.
Okay, I'd like to amend to a degree my previous statement to also add you cannot request thread Shadman. You cannot request thread Shadman. I'm racking my brain for like edgy shit I ever said online. Like, oh, could I have ever done anything? Because it's like, I'm feeling like some sort of like almost like empathetic response to being this fucked. It's terrifying to see somebody that dead to rights. You know what I mean? Even if you don't like him, you don't care about him. Like knowing that somebody's about to fucking walk the gallows line is crazy. And I can't believe there's additional evidence. Dude, doing an art request thread for Shadman is crazy. Fuck. Oh my god. It's like finding out somebody actually gave in to the fucking internal voices and did scream like the racist slur at like a funeral or something, you know? Where you're like everyone has like those like call to the void, you know, you walk up to the edge, you're like, what if I just stepped off the edge of the building? It's called the call of the void. It's a natural phenomena that happens to everybody in different ways. But this is like finding out that they did the call of the void moment for YouTube bucks. Not good.
Anything for certain, but that doesn't mean the tweet wasn't strange. Though we definitely can't say the same about the next tweet.
No. No.
February 17th, 2018, a person tweeted saying, "Remember this growing up? Me too. Check it out at Shadbase," featuring a photo of the 4-year-old cartoon character Caillou with his mother. Obviously, we know Shadbase is a website with very disgusting content.
Stop
involving children and comic book
posting
characters. And the tweet clearly referenced that. But instead of opposing it, Kris joined in and replied, "Help, I need an adult."
Okay.
I don't think there's any need to explain how crazy this stuff is. But what's even crazier is Ava's next tweet. Maybelle and Dipper are 12-year-old siblings from a
That actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought that the Caillou thing would be Kris Tyson's deal.
show called Gravity Falls. On July 14th, 2017, a user tweeted comics of these characters kissing. Ava replied, "They're twins, so at this point, it's just right?"
Got you dead to rights on this one. Got you dead, dude. Oh, fuck. I mean, I've tweeted out some spicy shit. But, like, God damn.
I mean, it's almost unbelievable that Ava Kris Tyson was tweeting this. This just reflects their personality and feelings. The strange part is that they delete most of the tweets later on. Anyway, Tyson's tweets will only become more shocking and unusual from now on. On June 21st, 2018, a user posted some scenes of a 14-year-old character named Violet from the movie Incredibles. Ava replied saying, "Low-key, she's cute." The fact that Violet was 14 and Ava was a grown adult makes this even worse. The surprising part is that Ava wasn't just reacting to Shadman's work. They were friends or knew each other, to say the least. On April 16th, 2019, Ava will post a clip from their livestream where they accidentally visited Shadman's website. What's even weirder is that they gave him a shout-out stating, "Shout out to Shadbase for having safe for work drawings today." I accidentally put up his website on stream. However, if you still think this is a coincidence, the next incident will definitely change.
Never been a shadow. That's crazy. That's like saying, like, we got a vampire problem, and then that person's just like, oh shit, and they just accidentally drop like an invitation to Dracula's castle, re-invitation at RSVP. That's crazy.
Change your mind.
I have nothing to
On
say.
January 25th, 2019, Shadman posted a picture of a character called Raftalia from The Rising of the Shield Hero. There are two versions of her in the show. In one, she's 17, and in the other, she's 10. Shadman posted a 10-year-old version stating, "What is this, and why do people keep sending me this?" Ava replied underneath saying, "Please, Shad, please. I believe
I think I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm. Bro, that's too much. This is over 2 years. Bro, you can't do 2 years of shit posting with fucking Shadbase. That's fucking crazy. I mean, like, God, like at that point, aren't they like, they're like building a career? You got to know that. I mean, cut them loose. You know what I mean? You know, like Post Malone hung out with fucking Ethan Klein for like 5 seconds before like Post Malone's people were probably like, he's cringe, bro. Don't. You got the saturation. Get the fuck out of there before you embarrass yourself.
everyone understands what this means. as Shadman is basically an illegal artist who draws this stuff. Obviously, this is messed up, but things didn't get better. On January 24, 2020, a user named Ather replied to Ava with a photo of a The story behind this image is that there are two versions of the image, one with the girl clothed and the other without, and the post was liked by Ava.
Of course, this motherfucker got both of them. Goddamn.
These were just the incidents that had proofs or were recorded before they deleted everything. One of the tweets, which wasn't clear or was out of context, said, "Nothing gets my knob cranking like some." As we know, the meaning is inappropriate, but let's just let it go. Now,
I mean, like, that was from 2016. If it was... If it was like one time... Do you guys know how I said... You remember what I said about Vosh? That it's like... It's too much of the same joke. And you constantly keep going back to that thing, right? Like, it's like, why do all of your references are like masturbation and like sexual imposition and shit and being the horse and all this? Like, it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much. And like, that's... Think about it like this. I want you to think about this entire situation like this. Think about what the size of the hill is that you would have to die on to even do anything. At this point, 3 years of confirmed friendly interaction with Shadbase is crazy. I don't know. I can't remember if it's Shadbase or Shadman. I guess it's just Shadman. Publicly, like openly, I've seen people sharing it like this is jokes and stuff and but like, come the fuck on, man. Like, here's the thing: if you want to try to connect this to Tyson being trans, that's where there's no connection for me. Because there's plenty of Shadbase fans and they're all fucking trans. You know what I mean? That's the connection you would have to make. But like Kris Tyson, Jesus. It is literally nuclear fallout, insanely high levels of radioactivity. Like, how do you defend this? Literally, like, tell me and I would try. You know what I mean? Like in an honest way, like in a good faith way, what do you say where that can change any, you have to prove all of this is fake. And that's easy to do, but unfortunately it's not, because we're on the other side of them separating from Mr. Beast and all that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty sure all this is just real screenshots. It's not like a bunch of AI generated shit. So like, you have to prove all of that is wrong, and then you have to what? You have to do you have to just get stabbed in the fucking neck and chest 800 times and then somehow not bleed to death, basically? For someone who doesn't give a shit about you, by the way. This is me just warning against trying to defend this person. You can just say, no, so far, none of this has anything to do with being trans. Literally. So, like, I think I've got, I'm fucking...
argue that these tweets are years old. I want to clarify again that I am not hating or accusing anyone. This is purely for educational purposes. It's important to understand that Ava was invited to the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and everyone should be aware of this. The fact that Shadman wasn't just an artist, but drew literal kids is even worse. He was basically a predator. This situation has led to me thinking about one thing. What might have happened between Kris and Katie, as most of these tweets are from that period. We can't make assumptions, but who knows? This might be the reason. But yeah, we can only hope for the best and improvement. One important takeaway from this is to stay away on the internet too. It's not as safe as it looks.
Damn. Well, Adrox got that fucking 1 million views off of that. It's fucking, they played with fire. That is 1 million literally worthless views.
Before...
God damn. Cooked. is all I got to say. Yeah, there was a little bit of transphobia thrown in at the end there. That's a back foot. I've gone over this a bunch of times before, but let me just tell you this right now. The presence of the bad thing, right, or the thing that you don't want to be there, the thing that makes you like the most interested in it, does not make all the rest of a thing stop existing. So yeah, at the very end there, the like suggestion that like, okay, they're trans, like, and there's a tweet shared like, oh, many such cases, trans men shit, fucking pole language. This is ops grade shit. First off, none of it except for that last little bit is like directly connected to trans people. Second, all of it's true. There's apparently some fucking untoward text with somebody else and a minor or some shit too. I don't need that. I don't need anything. Kris Tyson is cooked. Cooked. Well done. Charred. There's no reason to engage with that. That is done. There's no benefit to it. Okay? Let me tell you that too. There is no solidarity. There is no, hey sister, let me reach out. Like, you know, they're dog. This is just let them go. Let them go. Them go. Because what in the fuck? What could you say that wouldn't make trans women look bad? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you start jumping online, as I've seen some people, I'm going to bring this Big Joel tweet up because I think Big Joel fucked this one up. This is just an easy trick. This is an actual Mott and Bailey. This is an actual Mott and Bailey. They lightly attacked the being trans, but through the pathway of Kris Tyson is legitimately sus as fuck relative to kids. Sus is insane. Insane levels of sus. And even, first off, a bunch of it's true. Even if none of it implies directly like danger to children, it's not worth it for anyone to defend them. And also, if you do, and you start saying that this video is transphobic, which I swear to God has got to be a fucking op. If you start going out and saying like this video is transphobic, then you're going to create a situation where you start fighting the video instead of the one little bit at the end. You can just say, Kris, she's cooked. It doesn't have anything to do with trans people. Like, that's the fight. The video is not, for the most part, until the very little bit of the end, and you still have to kind of work that up. You're going to have to describe shit, have conversations where you're like, hey, if you didn't understand, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's not like the whole video is like, this trans person did trans shit, which was all of these things this trans individual did. If you're fighting this and like getting out there and dying on that hill, you are fucking literally just taking bullets for nothing. I would let this one go. Bye. You shouldn't have fucked up. Don't fuck up. Don't talk to Shadman. Don't talk to Shadbase. Don't download lolly porn. Bye, Vosh. Bye. Remember I tell you, don't put yourself in a position where you have to defend Vosh, because you're only going to have to, at some point, articulate why it's not the worst thing ever. Like why you're you have to articulate why you're defending somebody that's into that sort of thing. You know what I mean? And you're not a lawyer. You're not paid to do it. So you have like an emotional attachment to it. Just don't. Just say like, that doesn't have nothing to fucking do with it. It's got nothing to do with like this current thing. I would go in that direction. 100%. Because fuck me, man. God damn. More cooked than St. Eustace. So I would say that it's weird that no one cared until they were trans, because it was wrong back then too. That's my only argument. They're a gross person, let them burn. It's bad. Kris is a bad person. It has nothing to do with them being trans. Yeah. Just let it go. Let it go. Just fucking take the fucking, it's not even an L. It's just stand aside and let them whiff. Don't stand your ground every time. Sometimes it's okay to just swing right in front of your face. Because holy shit, that's bad. Is it in good faith? Probably not. Would they care if Kris Tyson wasn't a visible target for lefty causes, no, they wouldn't give a shit. All the people that are that know about that were probably in those threads downloading the same shit. Everybody on 4chan, poll board specifically, are weird as fuck. And if it's not that kind of weird, it's another kind of weird. That entire board is literally just cancer. It's not fun. It's not entertaining. It's just trying to give yourself brain damage through endurance posting. It's horrible, right? If you want to experience poll, if it were fun, go to TV. There you go. You've arrived at the same conclusion for dipshits that don't fucking read and want to quote The Sopranos all the time. That shit's rough. I got nothing to say in their defense. I thought it would be at least just like edgy meme posting, which would be still bad, but like to some degree defensible here and there. You know what I mean? Like it would be something that you could sort of like, okay, come on, you guys are trying to blow it up because they're trans, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, buying it, having it on your wall, making constant references, making fucking art requests to Shadman is like, dude. It's like you just gotta stand on the pier and just watch this person drown because that ocean water to get to them to help is way too choppy for a fucking National Guard helicopter rescue team, much less your dumbass. You know what I mean? Shut the fuck up about it. I would say shut up for a few days. I'll tell you this too, if you're a young creator or just out there, this is you that you're setting yourself up for when you go in way too hard in this stuff. This is also why you shouldn't overcommit to strangers on the internet. This is why I did, don't ever defend me. If I ever fuck up so bad that like, God, kill me. I'm not even going to say that out loud, but like, I wouldn't want people to have overcommitted to defending me. You know what I mean? And I don't think you should try to overcommit to defending people, because think of how often you let yourself get swept up in someone that was like politically kind to you, and then you realize a year or so later, you're like, well, what? This is Vosh. You know what I mean? This is this Kris Tyson thing. I think people need to like not overcommit to everything. That's why the other side isn't backfooted, because they are irony poisoned, irony posting about everything. They're less efficacious, but their whole thing is drawing you into their area and having you fight on their terms, which quite literally 99% of all people on the internet aren't ready for anyway. You have to have a real knowledge of that area, and anyone that's good at fucking getting into fucking scraps on that subsection of the internet will tell you it's probably better to just not engage at all, 9 times out of 10. Cooked is all I can say. Bye. If the guy that made that video sounded like fucking stupid as shit, if he could rock you that hard when the fucking like the actual demons come out, people that make high level, high impact, the video that we just watched was from a fucking nobody. His channel is my size. It was probably smaller yesterday. It's 11,000. He got 1 million views. 1 million views. If you fucking attach yourself to Kris Tyson right now, you are going to have millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of views. Like, it is not anti-trans to go after a trans person for something that they did wrong. It just isn't. And couching your criticism of other people's criticism in that desire to articulate it that way is not going to help trans people, because you're just showing that you're going to put your minority status defensively in between them and criticism. I was hearing some of the side conversations about this, and that just is coming up, which means that if they know you're going to do that, they're going to plan to try to get you that way. Just understand. It's kind of like saying, like, look, if you see somebody get shot by a sniper in the leg, don't tell yourself in your mind the sniper's not that good a shot. They could have hit him in the head, and then run out and try to save that person. I can only explain this so many times to people, and if you're not an adult enough to understand this, you have to understand you're being baited. You're being baited like crazy. Like crazy. Hardcore. It's so blatantly baited that it is going to be like a double impact level of embarrassed because of how easily you get tricked if you fall into this fucking trap. And if you're just like, I'm just the kind of person I gotta go out and try to help him too. It's like, okay, cool. Well, we're gonna let you die also. That's it. I just don't know how to fucking go in. I had the Big Joel tweet saved, I thought, but let's just go straight to Big Joel. These leftoid freaks cannot stop themselves from defending the indefensible. Versus Ethan is online. Now this retard. Oh, I can't say that word. Sorry. I was just reading it and then I got carried away. Kris Tyson is not just being edgy. They were consuming sexualized drawings of children. That's not fucking Chud Logic docs in my mind. Either you are ignorant of the full facts or are defending this. What do you mean? Consuming sexualized drawings. Did he delete it? Okay, that's why. Big Joel deleted the post. Okay, good move. Tyler did the thing again where you're like, Tyler, you do drama content. Like, I think I would screenshot way more stuff if I did drama content. I have no sense for it. What do you mean consuming sexualized drawings of children? So you are ignorant of the facts, fair enough. This video lays out the key points in 7 minutes. So I watched the video. I guess the image Mr. Beast and co had in the bedroom was sexualized, question. It wasn't like CP or something. I certainly think it's fine to criticize her relationship with Shad, but I'm not sure why we're singling Ava out on this one specifically. He was popular. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Don't fight that fight. This is what I mean, especially by like old schooler, I guess. Like Big Joel is a very 2018 winning easy fights with easy people to fight type lefty. And I don't hate Big Joel at all, but this is an L response. Fat L response. I guess it was sexualized. Like, dude, don't look it up. That's all I'll say. Don't look it up. If you have, here's how you know if an image is sexualized. Could you show your boss the image of the individual and your boss would maintain your employment at the company? Yes. Fine. No. Then bad. Okay. And this is one where it would not, no HR rep, your union steward is not going to go like, all right, it's time to go to bat for you. Everyone is going to go, what the fuck? It is not good. Is it literal child pornography? No. But there's a pass point of griminess. And it definitely involves all sexualized depictions of children. Every one of them. All, I don't care. I don't care. Tyler, you're being censorious. Yes. Yes. Laszlo Cravensworth only likes the ladies. Okay. Jesus Christ. This, do not, what he's doing here. So I watched the video. I guess the image was sexualized. Anyone can tell that. What you're doing is you're putting yourself in a position where you're trying to take the heat out of a bullet by catching it with your face before it hits its target. Like, it's just literally pointless. Yes, it's sexualized. You're also posting in response to, on the other side of, I watched the video. I watched the video. Everyone that watched the video is going to look at that and say, like, yeah, that's a child. Doing stuff that even OnlyFans girls can't necessarily do on Instagram. Are there worse images? Who cares? You can just say Kris Tyson's gross. Just say that first. Just give them that win of, hey, this person was doing something disgusting. Okay, prove it. Okay, you've proven it. That's gross. They're disgusting. then you put them in the position where they have to say it's because they're trans. Do you understand that? Like, you have to do that. This of saying, like, I guess it was? I guess. Like, yeah, dude, what do you mean you guess? Are you fucking stupid? First off, if the signature is Shadbase, it just is. The guy couldn't draw a picture of a fucking baseball without it looking like whatever. Like, I didn't know that you could commit crimes against baseballs, but here we are. Don't say that. Because then everything that you say after that is going to sound like the rest of the excuse. You know what I mean? Because that's what this is. It wasn't like CP or something. Why are you drawing straws? Are you trying to keep Kris Tyson good? Kris got a weird case. Why is she around? Like, that is the vibe right now. Like, that's just it. And it's her fault. Because she did a thing that is gross as fuck. But now it's like, I certainly think it's fine to criticize her relationship with Shad, but I'm not sure why we're singling Ava out on this one specifically. He was popular. Shad was popular. I guess Ava is Kris. I thought of K Kris Tyson was their name, not the C Kris is like the dead name. I will not mentally remember that, and it will be confusing to switch at this point, and I feel like this is the last time I'm ever going to talk about this person, so we're going to go full steam ahead. If you want to be hateful to me because of it, that's fine. I'm asking for it as a concession to my fucking withered brain after watching a bunch of disgusting shit. What we're doing now is literally he's saying, can you tell me how bad this is? And literally also add that it's because they're trans. So now, like, Big Joel has created a rhetorical opportunity for somebody to just say, like, yeah, trans people are into kids. That's why it's bad. Did you not know that looking at fucking sexualized whatever? Did you not look at lollies? All you have to say. I don't know why I'm adding extra words. Did you not know that looking at lollies bad? It means you're a freak. This trans person's a freak for looking at lolly. That's what you're saying. And they're literally correct. They're literally correct. But now you have given them the ability to change the entire conversation to just always including that. Because you said why. You said why. What did you think that they're going to say, like, oh, well, I have a moral compunction against discussing this person's trans identity relative to the fact that they're literally into child porn? Like, do you not understand how you talk on the internet for a living, Joel? You idiot. I think his real name is Hank. Why in the fuck did you make that point? It's like going into a lion's den and saying, like, I bet no one here would bite me because it's bad to bite people. Like, okay. True. That's an L still. Holy fuck, don't do that. This is like the biggest reason I have been trying to talk to people on the internet. And it's like, I keep hitting justifications for it so often that I feel vindicated in acting the way I do and talking the way I do so much. Like, there's so many creators that have been in the game longer than me that I'm going to kick the fuck aside, and I'm never going to feel bad about it. You're like, Tyler, you're fucking like clout sharking Vosh. Like, I need to devour him so that I can get him out of the conversation. What does Vosh have to say about this? Would anyone care? Is he even talking about it? I don't want to know. I do, but I don't want to know. Because literally. Thanks, Vosh. Vosh, what does Vosh have to say? At Vosh Video, at Vosh Video. Hey, Vosh, what do you have to say about trans people in lolly porn? Hey, Vosh, did you know that there's a whole conversation right now going around about, hey, Vosh Video, blah, blah. Tyler, why do you bring it back to him? Why do you think, fucking idiots? Guys, the fucking line goes in that direction. He's supposed to be a major political commentator. He can't talk about this. And some of the people that can shouldn't be. Because what in the fuck is this talking point? Just say, if you see the evidence of something bad happening, be like, yeah, damn, that's fucking crazy that bad thing happened. That's fine. Just do that. And then if they want to be racist or transphobic about it, then attack them on their racism or transphobia that's unrelated. You know it's unrelated to the thing. Don't first let them say that they're transphobic, and then you have to fight the fight after they say that about why you're defending someone who's into lolicon. Like, I cannot express that in a way that's simpler. If you want to fight me on it, I will fight you on it. I call in. Call in. I don't know how to say this any better. That is one of the biggest possible mistakes you can make. And it's really hyper common. This is whataboutism. If you showed me anyone, look, literally, I'm describing the next aspect of it. If you showed me anyone that had similar interactions and patterns of behavior demonstrated in that video, I would condemn them just the same. Literally. I don't know if it's necessarily the case with him. I can't remember how fucking, if this is it, but it's just an easy thing to say. It's an easy thing to say even if it's not true. You know what I mean? But like, you can just say it's gross that they're doing it, but you seem hyper fixated on this individual specifically. Like, what do you think caused it? Like, get into that. Like, ask them questions, interrogate them in a way that makes fucking sense, but it's not like where you're being defensive. Just say, okay, why do you think it happened? Like, can you prove that that's the reason it happened? Like, what's going on? Like, what do you know about Kris Tyson? Like, have it or just don't do it at all if you don't want to get that involved. But like, goddamn. I do not feel I've seen evidence that allows us to say she had sexualized fantasies involving children. You're done right there. I don't need to read the rest of the tweet. Tyler, what about the context? Do I need to read the context? Any more than any other person who liked Shad at the time did. If I agreed on this point, of course I'd agree that she's bad. Joel, why did you write that? Why did you write that way? No, first off, no one's making that argument. That's the thing. Like, you're inventing a new argument, which makes it sound like you're making excuses. If you just want to say, I think you're ragging on this person more than other people, just say, I think you're doing it because they're fucking trans. Just say that. Or don't say anything at all, literally, because it's a fucking trap. So just don't walk into minefields. Unless you're a professional minefield person, just don't go there, because now you're saying, like, I don't feel like I've seen evidence that allows us to say she had that any more than any other person like Shad at the time did. First off, that's not why they're saying it, because she's literally, even in that video, that's terrible. They're saying she is attached to children's content. She has engaged in the requests for and purchase of these materials. She has access to the guy's website and has been on there enough times that she said, thank you for not having the NSFW version up. Like, it's not like I'm going to be doing these people's argument for them. I'm just telling you where you're getting hit right now. This shouldn't sound to anybody like I'm attacking trans people. If it does, you need to take a personal fucking day real quick. This is just me being the fucking tank voice in one of those games that's just going hit, 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 hit. Like, lock on, lock on, lock on, lock on, ground, 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 lock on, ground, ground. Like, this is a fucking, like, a full klaxons blaring, red lights. Don't make that argument that way. Don't defend Joel's argumentation here either, because you're like literally pulling mud up on yourself and saying, like, I'm doing it for her, and talking about someone who's not even involved with the conversation. You know what I mean? Step back and make up your own content. First off, stop. This is being reactionary in the first place. Step back. This is why being a reactionary on the left is something we need to point out too more often, because you start having contradictory points. This isn't too bad, but it starts getting fucking crazy after a fashion. You need to, like, take a step back and then put some shit together. Just who the fuck else was engaging with Shad, man? Put that up. Like literally the response to this, if you're a content creator like Big Joel, this is what he should be doing. Joel, I'm telling you how to do your fucking job right now. Because fuck, if I thought you could do it, I wouldn't be here talking. Unironically, like you've let yourself down. You've failed yourself. I don't really understand how I've failed myself, because you failed yourself. You did. You turned yourself into content. You know how the internet works. You fucked up. You fucked up real bad. This isn't one of those, oh my God, like, isn't it crazy that Sargon said something that's literally factually observably untrue, and like he's talking about like, I wouldn't have to rape someone. Like, it's not easy dubs anymore. We've corrected for the easy headshot fucking righties. It's higher level organism time. It's evolve to the next level of the conversation time. You can't just fucking sarcastically be like, I don't know if you understand this, but I think you might be having an amoral position. I would like to politely lead you to it. You got to make a whole video. This is how you do it. Make a whole video of people that have interacted with Shadman and diffuse the impact of it being Kris Tyson. Because right now it is Kris Tyson, the trans woman, famous trans woman, friend to Beast guy, Mr. Beast, alone, right? One fucking nail. You need to spread it out. Who the fuck else engages with Shadman? Who else got Shadman stuff? I think PewDiePie fucking worked with Shadman. I hold on. I feel like I remember this as ancient lore. PewDiePie Shadbase. What am I doing? Okay, safe search is on. All right, well, there's results. Oh my God. No, I'm not looking any deeper into that. I had safe search on, and it said results blurred, and it had a high number of results, and nothing appeared on the page. But I think other big creators have worked with Shadbase before because of the edginess, right? Or other edgy people. Trying to fucking highlight them as part of the ongoing issue. Like, hey, why is this lolly thing such a fucking problem? You know what I mean? And honestly, like, going after some of these other major creators. Like, why is fucking Asmongold talking to Rev Says Dez? You know what I mean? Connect Rev Says Dez to Shadbase. Fucking all of that kind of shit. Like, that's what you need to do. You need to be proactive and not reactive. And this is just reactive, lazy as fuck, chitter chatter bullshit. It's just fucking, it's dog shit. It's dog shit responses. It's dog shit fucking content. And you're just literally setting yourself up to get fucking blasted in the face. No, I'm not saying necessarily that PewDiePie did something unintentional. It might just be that he was famous at the time and Shadbase drew something about him. But like, the guy was around. And I do remember this because I had Shadbase showing up on my Twitter all the time, which was not good because Shadbase, you know what I mean? Yuck. Because other major creators would like reshare his stuff because a lot of it was political. It just was. It was still gross. A lot of it was pornographic, but some of it would be like safe for work draw. I'm not going to try to even look shit up, but I just remember this. And I remember it being it wasn't like I was a bunch of porn accounts. This is my fucking like account, you know what I mean? That was following politics on. And I had to block the name or mute it or whatever to get it to go away. That's how I know the fucking goddamn lore behind the Keemstar thing, because that was like after Content Cop and shit. So I knew who Keemstar was. And then I was just like, that's too far for anybody. I don't want to ever see anything from this person again, and like muted or blocked or however the fuck I did it. And I didn't. So I did not know that there was like, he didn't renege on that, which is psychotic. I don't know how to follow this up. I think I've said the same things a bunch of times. I'm very tired and I want to get offline now. That took like a little bit of my soul away. God damn.